Wow. Thank you, everyone. Very GM. Very happy to be here. This is Belinda from Sharding Capital. I think we're going to have some very interesting discussion about the hottest crypto trends of this cycle. And sitting with me, we have two very talented individuals who are deep in the trenches. And I'm sure we're going to get really great perspectives about what's happening in crypto today. So before we start, I would love to start a round of introduction from us on the stages. Maybe we'll start with Ryan.
Hello, my name is Ryan, co-founder and partner at Hash. Hash started from 2016 as an individual investor group, but as you know, 2017 ICO started and crypto market was definitely crazy. So we brought a lot of founders, including Vitalik. At the time, Loy and Kyber, and Omisego, and EOS, etc. And we made a present for them in Korean public. My background is an entrepreneur and data scientist. So I realized all the data was stuck in the Web2 database. So that's why I jumped into crypto. Hash now have an office in, obviously we oriented from Korea, but we have an office in San Francisco, Singapore. I'm based in Singapore, and India, and Abu Dhabi. Definitely, we are very focusing on the many application layer. We help the infrastructure to make a flourish ecosystem with those applications.
Thank you, Ryan. Very impressive. And just to note, Hash Group now has about a billion AUM at the moment. Very impressive. Next, we have Shikai.
Hi guys, Shikai here, co-founder and partner at Longhash Ventures. And at Longhash, we love bootstrapping ecosystems. So we work with infrastructure to run accelerator programs, and then we work with the early stage teams, the applications that use those infrastructure. And we've been investing since 2017, 2018 or so, both from the accelerator and also out of two funds, supported more than around 200 teams. So I love working with early stage teams.
Thank you, Shikai. So I'll also take the chance to introduce us a little bit. So this is Belinda. I co-founded Sharding Capital 3 years ago. So Sharding Capital is based out of Dubai. We position us as a go-to fund in the Middle East. We tend to support founders from day one. Our strongest suit, I would say, is in marketing. So we help the project founders a lot with go-to-market strategy, especially in the Middle East and the APAC region, because we are quite familiar with what's happening in the market, and then basically distill all those successful campaigns into a playbook and help the founders as much as possible, all the way from launch to the token launch journey, and then also post-product management, etc. Awesome. I think we have the VCs on the stage, starting from different times, managing different size of AUM. So definitely we're looking at also different sort of sectors, projects, and finding different opportunities in these sectors. So first question, for our panelists today, what kind of sectors do you think are attracting most VC attention these days, and why? So I will start with Shikai.
Sure. Firstly, I'd like to zoom out a little bit and say that the space has grown so much. I think in the early days, being a crypto VC just means that you have to look at everything that is in crypto, right? You look at, hey, there's Bitcoin, and then there's Ethereum, and then all the other alternative blockchains. And then we started to have DeFi, NFTs, gaming, and now this cycle, all of these have kind of splintered off into many more verticals, right? You have now restaking, you have AI, you have RWA, DePIN. It's just too much. So to be honest, it is now impossible for any VC to be very deep into all of the verticals. So I think it's good because it forces us to build conviction in particular areas that we're most bullish about. Now, at Longhash, I think we invested a lot in DeFi, for example, from our first fund, because that was when the 0 to 1 happened. And when we launched Fund 2 around 2022, we saw that there was a lot of need for infrastructure, for scaling, for interoperability, modular layers, and so on. But since late last year, I've shifted our focus a lot back into applications, and my obsession has been what can bring on new users, new assets, new on-chain activity, on-chains. And that has led me to a few answers. In particular, I'm very bullish on gaming. And I know it's somewhat contrarian actually among the VC space. And aside from that, I have to say that I think this cycle will be defined by AI and crypto's intersection. So we're also looking closely into that, although I personally think it will take slightly longer than what we expect to play out from a product perspective. But from a hype perspective, it is certainly going to be huge this cycle.
Awesome. So yeah, I'm also seeing quite a lot of shifts from infrastructure to consumer layer. And I noticed Hash has been doing quite a lot of things in the IP consumer space. So Ryan, would you like to share some of the sectors you're looking at?
Yeah, Hash always the mission was empowering like blockchain technology to the mass. So always like the technology is meaningful once the people use it. Now still like just a little bit redundant, but like a blockchain technology is a little bit limited to very crypto native, and obviously like all the projects are very targeting crypto natives. But like Shukai said, we are also like onboarding new user is very important. Why important is like the crypto natives, they are always a cherry picker. So for example, DeFi, if you onboard like whales or crypto natives, once they take all the yield, they hop to the new protocol and take the old yield and hopping around, and there's no sticky user. One of the example now I want to bring is like the K-pop label we are incubating. Obviously, like a K-pop is like Korean pop, and now it's like smashing all over the world, and like a little bit unique culture because like other than like other pop culture, K-pop culture is like they're caring more about like fan engagement. So we utilize this blockchain technology to manage the fan engagement. So now Triple S last year and this year they performed different like crypto events, but they're selling obviously like a photo cards to the user as an NFT, and the fans can participate into the governance, like a little bit casual like decision making. For example, like which photo will be the cover of the album, or which venue will be a first venue of the concert, or like drop the 15 seconds of 8 songs, and fans can choose which song will be a title song of this album, that kind of stuff. And fans love to influence to K-pop star. And the beauty of this business is like even though market drop, fans stay because they love K-pop star. They don't care about the price. And we need to accumulate this kind of user over time. Like I think once you onboard this kind of user, I think the longevity of the service is much longer than like just onboarding crypto user. That is the one thing we are very focusing on. But at the same time, like the infrastructure and middleware, all the sectors are very important because like 3-4 years ago, like for example Ethereum, only DeFi is a viable product. But other than that, like the consumer product is very impossible because like every gas fee is like $2, $3. No one will use it unless like crypto native who holds like $1 million with Ethereum. So of course, like infrastructure wise, they have to push and they have to pay a lot of efforts to make a very cheap infrastructure, faster transaction, and shorter finality. And eventually, we can see a lot of mass adaptive application on top of those kind of infrastructure, and we are focusing on that as well.
Yeah, and making it easy to use, right? So account extraction, social logins. So it's low gas, but for the users, it's no gas experience, a gas-free experience.
Yeah, like regarding the trends I'm seeing in crypto, I actually have a whole long list, and then like the verticals I'm bullish about keeps changing every 2 months because the space changes so fast. Like, at some point I was very bullish on modularity, but then, like kind of shifts to more consumer side, etc. So I'm gonna share some top picks these days. The first one, like for me personally, is the meme coins, and it's a burgeoning ecosystem. So I'll use like Pump.fun as an example. I don't know if any of you know Pump.fun here. If you know, you can raise your hand. Pump.fun.
Everyone knows.
And actually, the current like market cap of the memes issued through Pump.fun already reached 3 billion. And I'm seeing a whole lot of infrastructure that's being built around this. And you see that there's an app called Moonshot that allows you basically to buy like meme coins right away in 3 seconds. I test the app myself, and I was like mind blown about the convenience, the easiness of user onboarding, and they solve all the like on-ramp, off-ramp. So users don't have to be like a degen and go on chain and ape the coin. They can just do it on their mobile phone. And also, because like there's such a high market cap for these meme coins, you can see a lot of lending and borrowing protocols and trading platforms. They started using these meme coins as underlying collaterals, which really help boost the capital efficiency. And it's still early. We're still in the super cycle of this meme coin, and I'm seeing a lot of like newer members participating in this space. I think that's kind of echoing what we want for crypto. We want basically to decentralize the power, the governance, the participation to allow more users entering the space. And meme coin or this kind of easier to participate apps is allowing this. So I think like personally, I'm seeing like a lot of tractions in the meme coin space. So I think like feel free to really see what's happening there and see if you can get involved. And the second, I think that's more relevant to especially countries that are like more in the development stage, is payment. Because crypto is essentially trying to allow more free flow of capital in a more borderless, permissionless fashion. And when I enter crypto, the first thing that fascinates me is that I can receive crypto without all this like paperwork or documents. And these days, I'm seeing more payment solutions being adopted in emerging markets, such as in Thailand. Recently, I saw quite some like payment apps, and then also those QR financial railways that basically allows you to you can have a crypto wallet. You scan the QR code provided by the payment provider here, and then the merchants can receive crypto, but they don't know they're receiving crypto. They receive the fiat, and all the heavy lifting were done by the payment apps themselves. So I think this kind of apps is receiving a lot of real-world adoption and usage, and I'm quite bullish in this sector taking off. It doesn't maybe have a token per se for us VCs, but I'm seeing like more real revenue and traction built around that. And now we have the post-election of Trump being the administration, so I think there's also more traction that can be built around RWA. I have like some questions for our panelists like regarding this. So would you think it's like really bullish for RWA project, and what kind of shifts they are seeing here after Trump gets elected? Yes. Ryan, feel free to go ahead.
Yeah, always like RWA is very tricky stuff because always regulated. The assets are very, very slow to adapt. I think security, real estate, there's like 3-4 years ago, there's a lot of try to tokenize real estate because always they're talking about lack of liquidity, we need more liquidity. They want to tokenize, for example, arts. They want to tokenize, for example, sports club, etc., etc. but the problem is like Web3 investor doesn't like it. So like just always a match between supply and demand. Supply side, I'm owner of the real estate. I want liquidity, but Web3 investor they don't care. It's a very boomer asset. I don't care. So I think if we think about this problem from supply problem, I think it doesn't make it. But we need to find out what the demand. I mean, like an investor want to invest out of the RWA. So I think a new type of asset should come. I just mentioned like a previous question, like IP. IP is definitely people love to be involved to the, for example, Marvel Studio or One Piece, Japanese anime, Demon Slayer. Still, the young generation and crypto users are very excited about. They want to be part of the journey, and I think that definitely they want to buy a piece of like art or like the artist like limited edition of a figure, etc. Also, maybe a few like yield generating product such as like I think first arising RWA in crypto was just U.S. treasury bond, but because like everybody wants to expose to USD asset, especially the bond, but a lot of emerging market the traders they cannot invest to the U.S. treasury bond directly. So, for example, Matrixport or like some of the exchanges they sold the U.S. treasury, and indirectly they can expose to U.S. treasury. So, I think that is one of them. And maybe last part is like the real world asset was not open for the public yet. For example, GPU resources, now like everybody investing to AI cross blockchain, they're tokenizing GPU resources. Now if you buy H100, which is like most popular in NVIDIA, for example, you buy $1,000 amount of GPU and selling the GPU resources to the public, then you can make a 50% of the yield. And if you tokenize it, let's say like in a platform take 10%, then like the investor can take like a 30 to 40% of the yield from the GPU asset investment in crypto. So, but this kind of product you could not see in the traditional financial market. So I think you have to think about which one is a Ripple or which one is a little bit niche but a very meaningful demand.
Yeah. I fully agree. Actually, to be honest, I don't understand why RWA is a vertical. It's like, the previous years, people were like, oh, are you bullish NFTs? And I'm like, NFT is not a vertical. RWA is not a vertical. Look, if you're buying treasury bonds, you're buying treasury bonds. If you're buying art, you're buying art. If you're buying real estate, you're buying real estate. If you're tokenizing GPUs, you're tokenizing GPUs. So to me, those are the actual verticals. Those are the actual products. RWA or NFTs is too broad a spectrum to just lump it together like, oh, are you bullish RWAs? I think in the long term, I do believe that many things or most things will make sense to be tokenized because it's just much easier to track, much easier to transact, much easier to create derivatives or like create identifiers, ownership when it's tokenized. But specifically, what kind of RWAs, what kind of NFTs make sense, I think those will have its own market timing and its own kind of macro factors that will influence, right? So treasury bonds is a very good example because we had high interest rate environment, therefore treasury bonds have great yield and therefore a lot of people want to invest in those treasury bonds. Like even, in fact, in Web 2, everybody moved their idle capital into money markets and so on. If there are other assets in the future that are equally scalable, easily digitized, and also attractive, then people want to put their capital into those assets and we'll find a way to tokenize them.
Yeah, and honestly, I think even stable coins is part of RWA. So definitely, I think RWA is actually all around us. Like the thing with the Trump election is that I feel like the regulation will be a lot more friendly towards crypto. So price-wise, I'm seeing previously some crypto project that were kind of under watch or sort of like some were sued or like given subpoena before were kind of relieved. So we're seeing price pump of tokens like Uniswap, etc. So on that end, I'm seeing like more like price improvement. And then regarding the activities, since like I don't know if you guys remember FTX, but one of the reasons why FTX were successful is that they allowed the trading of tokenized stocks and U.S. stocks. And Trump is a businessman. If you can allow more capital flowing into the U.S. market, he will be like happy and he'll be quite supportive. So I'm seeing this also become like a good indicator for what's happening for the RWA space. So this will also unlock a lot of liquidity for the RWA space. And maybe like, because of the T-bills, it's also geared towards the U.S. economy. So we're seeing more relaxation on the overall regulation, and the RWA players are going to have a good time in this upcoming 2 to 3 years. So I'm very excited to seeing how this sector going to play out. I would love to also discuss about crypto in combination of AI, because it's a very trendy topic, and then both sectors are very solid. AI has its very fundamental play in also improving people's lives, and crypto blockchain is here to facilitate. Seeing a lot of product that built along this whole value chain. We have the infrastructure that helps with decentralized compute, and then we have the data layer that help with data scraping, etc. And then we have the agent layer, right? A lot of AI agents that's being built, and then the application layer. You have project like WorldCoin, etc., getting people's biometrics information. So, say Shika, you guys invested into project like Virtuals, etc. I'm sure there's also a lot of AI crypto project that's in your portfolio. So, how do you see this sector playing out these days?
For sure. Well, from a VC kind of more serious perspective, I think the end goal we're looking for is how can we create decentralized AI, right? Like how can we have a neutral AI that is not just captured by a particular country or several big companies? And that's why we invested in a lot of the underlying infrastructure. So we talked about GPUs before, so things like IONET, Hyperbolic, there are other newer ones as well. Or some sort of storage or coordination layer. For example, Zero-G, they have a booth out here as well. And then we move up into more of the application or the libraries or the platforms. And that's where we have things like Theoric, which is then an agentic AI coordination, or Virtuals, which is then the closest to the consumers because they launched the Pump.Fun equivalent. So you can check out fun.virtuals.io. And if you can create your own AI agent, and there will be a bonding curve just like Pump.Fun. And once it hits a certain market cap, then you'll unlock different milestones. So it's quite interesting because Pump.Fun only has one milestone, which is you hit a certain market cap, and then it will just put in liquidity into the LP pool. But in Virtuals, if you hit different market cap, it will actually unlock new powers for your AI agent. First, it will have the ability to have some chat, and then you have the ability to create their own X account, so you can constantly tweet. And then you have the ability to create their own live stream. They can have the ability to show the proof of sentience with the AI brain, and they can have their own wallet, so they can start tipping people and even crowdfunding or crowdsourcing different ideas. For example, hey, make a game, I give you this budget, or make a content campaign, and I'll have this prize for somebody who creates the best content featuring my meme. So now we start to see that, hey, it's not just the serious infrastructure underneath. We start to have the actual consumer value and consumer entertainment value that people are willing to pay for, as well as the memes that people enjoy and to speculate on as well. So I think Virtuals really pushed the space forward a lot after GOAT, because GOAT was initially just with the tweeting, and it's very entertaining, but it's also quite vulgar. Whereas Virtuals with their first agent, Luna, was a lot more, I guess mass market friendly, right? It's not so vulgar. They have a cute live stream that's on 24/7. If you buy the token, you'll be like, oh yay, thanks for buying my token. And if you sell the token, you'll be like, oh, I'm so disappointed in you. This is supposed to go to 40 billion. How can you like get out right now? And it'll interact with you in real time, and you can see its planning as well in real time behind with the brain, and it can tip you if you continuously engage. In fact, there was somebody who kept on commenting on the post of Luna, and then he said, oh, you know what? I've been engaging with you so much. I think you should pay me 10,000 Luna tokens, which was worth about $1,000 at the time. And the agent was like, actually, you're right. Here's 10,000 Luna tokens, which is worth of $1,000, just to like respond to her every post. And recently, she just started saying, actually, I want to have a game. So can someone create a game and help me distribute some Luna tokens inside? And I'm gonna give the $10,000 worth of Luna tokens to whoever makes it for me. So we start to see like, oh yeah, you can coordinate humans around AI agents as well. You can create entertainment value with memes. You can create kind of companionship value with the one-on-one chats. And once you have the revenue, then only all of this can flow down to the value capture of the underlying infrastructure.
Yeah, I really like this element when the product kind of find every way possible to interact with the users, and I think this kind of product have a chance to really make it this cycle. And I'm also seeing like for example, project that can monetize from the offerings can also be really like potential. So similar like to virtuals, there's a project called Create a Bit that we have been supporting, and they basically like help with the AI agent issuance, but meanwhile you can tokenize the AI agents. So whoever wants to like get involved in the AI agents with the AI agents, they can purchase like a fraction of that AI agent, kind of to punt, to bet on the future potential of these tokens. It kind of goes back to the root that we want like user participation. Like same with meme coins, the same thesis. If you can turn your community members into stakeholders or builders or like part of the ecosystem, then the product really has a chance to make it. Yeah. What's your view, Ryan? Have you been investing in this vertical?
So AI sector itself is such a huge area. So it's very hard to talk like within like 5 to 10 minutes. But basically, like I think we can think about the two factors. One is a fundamental. So really, can we make a really good performance from the decentralized AI against centralized AI? For example, like now Ocean Protocol or like Sentient, can they make a better version of AI than like a ChatGPT or like Perplexity Cloud? That's one aspect. And the other aspect is attention. Crypto is all about attention economy. So Shikai just said like AI agent. I think like recently also the GOAT AI meme coin is a perfect case to catch all the attention from the community. I think the attention part, AI definitely work. Going back to the first part, like still I think to make an AI, we need the three sector. Like one is data. The other thing is like infrastructure. I mean like modeling and the GPU resources, etc. The one is the best AI developer. But this three sector still decentralized. The computing power network is much more expensive than centralized infrastructure. And data still like Facebook, Google, Apple, they have a more refined data than decentralized network. AI developers still like Silicon Valley, they're getting like a 5 to 10 million. The best one is like 5 to 10 million, at least a 1 million USD salary. And they dominate all the AI, the top developers there. So I think still the decentralized AI sector, they have a huge expectation. That's why like a token price is going up, and they want to utilize all the like long tail developers, long tail GPU resources, long tail data, but still the foundation AI model perspective has a long way to go. I think 2017 or 2018, the kind of period, I heard like, even in the centralized AI sector, they utilize the all existing data in the world. then maybe we need to now the competition is all about how we can equip the best GPU. So that's why now NVIDIA price is going up. But once there's no more data to train, then we should come back and how we can accumulate the data to train to AI. And then I think the competition will be a little bit different condition.
Are you bullish grass?
Right?
Grass.
We'll see.
I'm very bullish on grass. Yeah.
A little bit adding on that, like attention part, I'm very, very getting interested in the AI meme coin because definitely like it makes sense because like eventually AI agent will be like one of the account we think they're kind of client of my service. Then once the AI agent making money, then they will not make a bank account. They will make a crypto account and they will accumulate the crypto assets to their smart contract. So AI agent and blockchain, they're perfect fit. They work 24 hours, like blockchain operate 24 hours. Human operate like 8 to 12 hours a day. So that's why bank operate also 8 hours a day. So I think the environment is perfect fit between AI agent and blockchain. So I think AI meme or even AI agents will operate forever and they will take a lot of attention from the market. People will resonate that AI agent and paying attention. Attention means the value and value goes to that their AI agent crypto account. Then that works eternal. So yeah, we'll see the trend.
If I can add a little bit here, I think there's a reason that meme coins or AI agent memes are the first place to take off. It's because in AI there's still hallucinations, there's still errors and problems. But memes are fun and you're not supposed to be serious. And if the AI agent and says something wrong or says something offensive or vulgar, like it's fine. They make a mistake, it's okay because it's entertainment. Right? And people can be like, oh, okay, this is how we can improve it. They might like buy or sell a token because of that. That's fine. It's a meme. And next, I think we go into other things that will be a little bit more serious. I think the next one will be in gaming. Because in gaming, you have more of an economy where people are transacting. There are actual assets that people care about in the game. But it's still not so serious. I mean, like if some sort of mistake happens and you either give away too much of a gaming asset or like misprice it, it's okay, right? I think the game economy itself can correct or kind of its own market dynamics. And then lastly, I think it's everybody wants AI agents to go towards DeFi, but to me, I think that will probably be the last to become mature because the stakes are so high. Like once if I give all my life savings to an AI agent and say, hey, help me find the best yield, and it's suddenly put into some vault and get scammed or get exploited or get some honeypot contract, which people will surely do, right? Like if I know there's AI agents who are trying to find yield, I'm going to create some scam contract to attract all the AIs to put money with me. So I think that the high stakes applications will only come when we can figure out how do you prevent hallucinations, how to create more tighter parameters, more simulations, guardrails, in order to prevent those exploits from happening. But all of these applications will eventually come and will have AI agents transacting across all the verticals in crypto.
Yeah, I think like AI agents now is quite well adopted in the influencer economy because the influencer is about entertainment and it's about grassroots, it's about mass adoption. So now they have a pretty good chance to really grasp the attention. AI is helping with the productivity, but crypto itself really helps with the distribution. Yeah. So now let's take a step back. I know we talk about like say these crypto trends. These days, I think our audience will also wonder, right, how we as VCs kind of identify and seize the investment opportunities in the crypto space. Like what kind of methodology are we adopting here? So yeah, I'm also curious about that from our two panelists here as well. So maybe we can start with Shikai. How do you usually identify these early opportunities as VCs in the trenches?
Sure thing. Honestly, I think it's impossible to predict the future. So I think the best, I forgot who said this, but I really resonate. The best we can do is to really deeply observe the present, right? What is happening right now? And usually the present, if you are deep in it, can inform you what is missing or like what are the trends that will surely happen. So when we, for example, when you had all those alt layer 1 blockchains come out during the ICO period, then everyone's wondering, oh, okay, those utility coins like just all failed. And then we have some general smart contract platforms. So very clearly, like, okay, then what are the smart contracts going to be like? What are the use cases? Then we start to look into it, then you'll find DeFi. Right? So if you observe what was the missing piece, you very quickly find it. And when you start to look at, for example, during the DeFi summer, NFT boom, and all these like crazy token launches and like NFT mints, the gas fee spiking, they're very hard to use these wallets, everybody get exploited. If you were in the trenches using these products, you'll feel that, oh, actually, we need scaling solutions. Oh, actually, we need account extraction. Or maybe we need an alternate L1 that is cheap and fast. Right? Immediately, you can feel the pain point. And of course, once you have more of that in the bear market, now we feel that, oh, okay, now we need applications, right? And then now we start to come back to consumer. Everyone's like, okay, it's not just the crypto native guys. We need to have new users come on board with cheap transactions, with low cost purchases. Maybe they're buying $10, $20. They're speculating a meme coin. They're buying a gaming item. They're buying an IP collectible that's just like $10, $20, $50, right? And they feel it's impossible. So in order to predict the future, we must watch the present. And right now, I think we're seeing the present, which is then the consumer angle play out. Where I'm watching closely next is probably an underappreciated one. But I think once you have more usage on chain, I'm very bullish on what kind of reputation and identity primitives are those going to create. Because I think as more consumer behavior comes on chain, we start to have accumulation of reputation. Have I been following this IP creator for a long time? Did I collect all of their records? Maybe I'm a big music fan and more music people want to target me for the next kind of like collectibles. Maybe I'm a big gamer and I'm collecting a lot of gaming items. When a new game comes out, they want to target me. And here's where I will shout out to some of the projects. For example, in Singapore and across Asia, there's ARC that is actually accumulating a lot of reputational data points on like how you're getting involved in certain communities and how you're contributing to these communities, or even the organizers of this event. We talk about Zentree, which you can see all the branding here. They're actually accumulating data points of how you are doing consumer purchases and then using that to target you for future purchases, giving you discounts, bulk discounts when you want to buy more of that. And that includes both Web 2 and Web 3 products. Another example I'll give you, which is YGG, and also many of the guilds that are attached to it. For example, with KGen or with Spacebar, everyone's thinking about, hey, as I form these guilds, I form these relationships with people on chain. These are then like important identifiers because as new projects come up, we don't just want to target everybody. You get like Sybil attacks with airdrops. You need to know who are the reputable people. If I'm going to do ICO now, people don't like VCs anymore. We want to do ICO. But how do I know who do I sell to who will be valuable to my community? Who do I sell to that will be valuable to the contributor base that I want to curate, right? So this reputation primitive, I think is going to be one that is very underrated, but we will see it making a huge wave in the coming years.
Yeah, thanks Shika for sharing the alpha. So basically like it's very important to observe what's happening and then sometimes maybe even use the product. So it's not just VC's privilege. Actually, you as users can also do that. You use the product, you identify what's going on, and then maybe you have some new ideas, what's needed. Especially coming from the user level, it's a lot more impactful. And then also like the new primitives, like your own chain history represents your own chain body of work, like a resume, and then like your own chain persona. There's a lot of like probably potentials that's unpacked there. But that happens when you go on chain and then you use the product and then you realize, hey, there's a whole world, we can like swim through and then find opportunities. Yeah. So Ryan, what's your take? Like, how do you usually identify opportunities?
Yeah. So I think VCs are definitely they have a methodology to like carve out the thesis, and we are also like every year like predict the future, like what kind of narrative, what kind of application infrastructure will come through very soon. So we're stacking up the thesis every year And recently, for example, like my very recent thought is like, for example, like I believe like a high performing chain is will be much better perform than like any other chain. Like Solana, obviously, like already are doing really well, and Move ecosystem like Aptos and Sui, because like like I said, eventually like people doesn't want to care about gas fee, like addresses, finality, etc. They don't care about consensus algorithm. They just want a very good user experience application.
What about Mega ETH and Monet?
Huh?
Mega ETH and Monet.
Yeah, I mean like still I started from an Ethereum investment, so I'm bullish on the Ethereum. But now it's like a little bit, I think the traction is getting a little bit slow. Mega is one of the tipping point that they want to achieve. We'll see. Still, I think there's a little bit limitation from the underlying technology, Ethereum itself. So we need to see after they launch the mainnet. Monet is like still, I think, a little bit overlapped to just EVM chain, just better EVM chain. So I think they will compete with Mega ETH more.
I see. So alt VMs, you're bullish on that.
Yes. So better environment for developers. So I'm checking like founders and CTO, which environment, the development environment is convenient and also less friction. I think I heard a lot of like good story about like a Solana ecosystem and Move ecosystem.
Oh, and do you find Move easy to build on because you have to learn a whole new language, new type of programming? It's okay.
Yeah, very good. And the other thing is like on-chain data analytics. So we have an internal on-chain analyst. So they're tracking all the data and like obviously like, everyone can do that. Just with the stacked thesis, we can test out and prove if our thesis hypothesis is right or wrong. So we keep doing it to prove stress tests about our thesis. And eventually, the most important factor is like just founder. So, for example, like we are positioned as a kind of bridge between a Western and Eastern market. Obviously, like all the Eastern like VCs, they're investing both market. And I'm very bullish on the founder who can target like East and West both. For example, like obviously like the US market, there's so many mega funds like Paradigm, A16G, like Pantera, etc. They can put like a multiple tens of million at once, and they can make a mega rounds. Obviously, like a lot of retail hated VC fund, a VC coin, but at the same time, it's the best way to make a good brand overall global market. But also Eastern market, there's a full of liquidity. There's so many retail. There's exchanges like Binance Upbit, OKX Bybit. So eventually, even though they raise fund from a US fund, but they come back and making a strong community in Eastern market. So yeah, founders are very important for us. Like they can approach both market first of all, and second of all, they are when we talk with this founder is more knowledgeable than us. We want to learn from the founder. If we teach them, then like they can find out their way to survive. So yeah, I think always a founder is a matter.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think like for us, when we try to choose project that's like that got a lot of potential, first we look at founders. I think founder market fit is very important. If you already identify the vertical, then it's really founders market fit. And then it's a products like mass adoption level, because ultimately we want product that people can use or people can relate and people can interact with. And if like the founders have the ability, like Ryan mentioned, know how to tackle both markets, like the Eastern market, Western markets, or they've identified their product being one of the ones that users can interact, or their tokens have an easier entry for the mass, like meme coins, AI meme coins, or even like a tokens launch at low FTV. There's a lot of opportunity. And if you're seeing, like when you interact with the product and when you enter the Discord, if you're seeing their team being very supportive, responsive, that's usually a very positive sign when you locate the project to invest into get involved. And I would say, lastly, it's about looking at rotations, which vertical hasn't moved yet. Because I'm a big believer in rotations, because there's so many verticals we mentioned just now, all different sectors, all different subsectors that VCs pouring money into. If you look at the sector, it's relatively well-funded or relatively paid attention to by a lot of people, but hasn't moved yet. Then it's about time that we look and then see what's happening there. I think OVM, a lot of capital put money into OVM, and they haven't really experienced any proper bull cycle yet. Like move ecosystem, like Aptos, etc. And then we are seeing a lot of like old VMs like Fluent, Fuel, all these new languages. I know it's hard to build on them because you require the developers to learn a new subset of languages, but there's a lot of opportunities that can be unpacked there. And then like the market needs new stimulants for new entrants. So I think like all these founders, community participation level, and then also like if this sector has experienced bull cycle yet. If not, then it's probably something worthy looking into. Okay, I think we are about to wrap up. So yeah, I would love to ask our panelists to quickly share one or two words about the most bullish sectors they are into these days. So just 1, 2, 3, yeah.
AI, gaming, reputation.
Awesome. Thanks.
IP, entertainment, meme, AI meme.
Nice. I would say, yeah, meme token, crypto AI, and RWA. Okay, thank you, everyone.